Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Lit Up with Annie, and welcome to this second session on Philip Sidney. We've been doing the sonnets, and I've done sonnet number 1 with you. It's there in your HPSC syllabus, and of course, it is very important for your NET as well if you're preparing for NET. Before I begin with the sonnet number 2, if you are interested in taking the MCQ batch subscription, please do that before your exam. We are doing this revision through MCQs, and I'm giving topics every day from your syllabus, and we are having MCQs on that. In some time we'll also have a full length MCQs based on your entire syllabus. So if you're the one who's preparing and you need revision, good revision, please join our MCQs batch. The details are in the description box, so you can contact me through Telegram or WhatsApp, whatever suits you. Okay. Now, coming to the text, see, I already discussed sonnet number 1 with you. If you haven't seen it, please go and see. At the end, you will get the video link also. And I've already told you that these sonnets are from his sonnet sequence Astrophil and Stella. So, Sidney, through the voice of Astrophil, in this particular sonnet, the name of the sonnet here is Not at First Sight, Nor with a Dribbed Shot. So, here he reflects on how he fell in love. It's not instant love. Dheere dheere, gradually he falls in love. Initially, he saw Stella and he admired her. He liked her. But he did not fall in love instantly. But over time, as he saw her virtues, her beauty conquered his heart. And though he resisted falling in love, eventually he submitted to love's rule. Now, completely under love's control, he compares himself to a slave born in Muscovite, which is from Moscow. At a particular time, there was this rule there wherein, just like fascism. So imagine a person living in that place where he's ruled by this particular authority, and they all live like slaves. So he compares himself to a person living in that kind of an area when he's in love. So, he probably feels trapped in love at one particular time because he feels controlled by it. So, ironically, he praises his own suffering also, that I'm fine with this suffering. So, he uses his intelligence and his poetic skills to convince himself that his torment is okay, it's acceptable, even though deep down he knows that he is in emotional hell. So let's read the sonnet. All of these sonnets are really nice. I've given you this summary kind of thing, so I think you'll be able to understand. Let's start. Now at first sight, nor with a dribbed shot, love gave the wound which, while I breathe, will bleed. But known worth did in mine of time proceed, till by degrees it had full conquest got. I saw and I liked but loved not. I loved, but straight did not what love decreed. At length to love's decrees I, forced, agreed, yet with repining at so partial lot. Now even that footstep of lost liberty is gone, and now like slave-born Muscovite I call it praise to suffer tyranny, and now employ the remnant of my wit to make myself believe that all is well, while with a feeling skill I paint my hell. Oh boy. Let's see. He says, पहले मैं आपको एक simple language में poem बताती हूँ, ठीक है? He says, okay, now not at first sight nor with a dribbed shot. So I'm not going to read this. I'm just going to tell you what simply it means. He says it wasn't love at first sight or even a weak sudden feeling. जैसे वो क्यूपिड का एरो चलता है किसी पे और आपको प्यार हो गया किसी से, नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हुआ. So it was not love at first sight कि किसी ने शॉट चलाया और मुझे प्यार हो गया, नहीं. It was not even a sudden feeling. The wound of love didn't happen instantly. But now that I have it, it hurts me as long as I live. I breathe will bleed. ये जो wound मुझे लग गया है प्यार का, it will be there with me till I'm breathing, and it will bleed, meaning it will hurt me. Instead, it was actually Stella's true virtue, true value, and character that I noticed over time. And slowly, little by little, love completely took over my heart. Full conquest got. But known worth did in mine of time proceed. Time लेके मैंने उसकी worth जानी, उसकी beauty, उसका सब कुछ. And finally, it had me all over. I was all in love. I saw and I liked. So he's now saying, I saw her. And of course, I liked her. She was beautiful. But I wasn't in love yet. But then I did fall in love. And I didn't immediately do what love wanted, Did not what love decreed. I did not fully gave in to the demands of love. You can interpret it. What kind of demands love has of you. So then he says, eventually I gave in to love's rules. Eventually. धीरे धीरे इसने सब कुछ किया. पहली बार में कुछ नहीं किया. At length to love's decrees, I gave in. I forced, agreed. So I had no choice, he said. Yet, मतलब इतना control उसके ऊपर love का हो गया था कि he had to do these things. Yet, with repining at so partial lot. But I wasn't happy about it. I felt it was unfair that I had to suffer this fate. Maybe also because it was one-sided. Whatever, you can interpret it in different ways. Now, even that footstep of lost liberty, now even the smallest trace of freedom is gone that I once had. It's gone. And I am like this Russian serf, slave from, as I told you, Muscovy, who's born into slavery. I am like that person who's born into slavery. I've been forced so deeply into love that I call this suffering, it's a good thing to suffer under love's tyranny. So he's being very ironic. On one hand, he's saying, okay, I'm suffering, it's bad. On the other, he's saying, okay, the suffering is good. And now, employ the remnant of my wit. जो भी बचा कुचा है मेरे अंदर rational mind मेरा, whatever intelligence I have left, to convince myself that all is well. Even though I'm really using my emotions and my poetic talent to describe how miserable I truly am. While with a feeling skill, I paint my hell. ये जो skill है मेरे पास, इससे मैं अपना hell आपको बता रहा हूँ, अपनी misery आपको बता रहा हूँ. Let's once again go through it and let's try and analyze what he's saying. Okay. Starting की जो lines हैं, so he's saying that Sidney begins by rejecting the typical, love at first sight वाला जो trope होता है. And he says love did not strike him instantly or weakly. It was gradual. The wound of love is not a quick one, but it is rather deep and very lasting. It will bleed while I breathe. So his love for Stella is not a quick one, but rather it's very deep and it is lasting, right? And it's developed over time as he came to appreciate her inner worth. Eventually, this growing admiration led to love's complete conquest of Astrophil's heart or Sidney's heart. So he's outlining the stages of his emotional journey. He saw and then he liked her, and after that slowly he fell in love with her, but then he was not obeying the love's commands. Eventually he surrendered to love, but reluctantly, feeling that it was unfair. It was an unfair fate that he happened to fall in love, I think. Repining at so partial lot, he says. Oh, sorry. Yeah. With repining at so partial lot. And after that, next lines may he laments, that all remnants of his emotional freedom are now gone. Everything is gone, and he compares himself to this Russian serf who praises his tyrant master. So there is this ironic metaphor which highlights the paradox of love. He praises his suffering because he's too deep in love to rebel. Otherwise, it will not be love. How will it be love then if he's saying, I don't like her, I don't like this feeling that I'm in? He he has to praise it. He says, okay, I like this suffering because he's in love. He's so deep in love. So it's like a catch-22 kind of a situation now, right? So now he uses whatever his intellect has left to creativity, basically, not to escape but to romanticize and to glorify his pain. He tries to convince himself that everything is fine, and yet he admits that he's only painting his hell. It's again a metaphor for his emotional suffering, right? And the last line is deeply ironic. He's an artist of misery, eloquently depicting his torment. So that's simple and sweet sonnet number 2. What are the themes? It's love, love's gradual conquest, or loss of freedom is there, self deception is there, irony and paradox of course भर भर के है. तो irony use किया है if we talk about the devices, paradox use किया है, personification है when he's in love is basically personified as a conqueror. Alliteration of course is there, metaphor is there, comparing love to slavery, tyranny. Antithesis भी है, I liked but loved not, and make myself believe that all is well while I paint my hell. It shows inner conflict. Okay? So this is the second sonnet. 108 sonnets हैं total Astrophil and Stella में, which explores his emotional and intellectual struggle. हर एक में अलग अलग है. Last वाला भी बहुत sweet सा sonnet था. Go and watch that if you haven't. And he explores, the emotional and intellectual struggles of a man who's Astrophil, who loves a woman, Stella, who is often cold, and Stella is unattainable. So unlike the first sonnet, where Astrophil is basically concerned with how to woo her through poetry, मैं क्या लिखूं कि उसको मैं पटा लूं, basically. Here he is reflecting now that he's so much in love, he's desperate, and now this love is just ruling over him. So how love can gradually grow or erode one's rational control and freedom, he talks about that here. Okay, so that's it. And if you haven't yet subscribed or clicked on the bell icon, please do that so that you can get the notification of the new content. Almost daily I have new content for all of you. And if you're preparing for any of these exams, literary based, get in touch with me, take the full course and enjoy literature. And I'll see you in the next one. Please share it with others as well. If you know anyone, you might have groups, MA groups, PhD groups, or whatever, wherever you are, whichever institution you are in. Share it so that it will help my channel to grow more and more. Okay, see you in the next one. Thank you very much.